Well, hi everyone, and welcome to another truck hardware installation tutorial. Today we're installing Universal Gatorback mudflaps on a 2015 Ford F350. The Universal Gatorback mudflap is a fantastic product, and it is, just as it sounds, a universal flap. The downside of that is it can be a little more challenging to install. And so today we're going to walk you through what that looks like. The mudflap is made of heavy-duty virgin rubber. It has hidden T-nuts, which is going to protect from rusting, and it's also made in Canada. Well, this installation will be broken down into 4 basic parts: height, alignment, drilling, and fastening. In addition, there'll be a few minor steps, but for the most part, those are the 4 you need to remember. With all that in mind, remember, this video is intended to be a companion to the instructions provided and not a standalone. It's intended to help direct and guide and hopefully problem solve any potential issues on your path to installing your brand new Gatorback mudflaps. To begin, start by removing stock mudflaps if your vehicle was equipped with them. On our F350, we had to remove 2 factory screws. Remember to hold on to those, we're going to use them again. And a third at the bottom, and that can go back in. Now, setting the height of your mudflaps is subjective. You want to have it high enough so that you can attach it based on the wheel well liner of your vehicle, but low enough to give good coverage. Each vehicle is different, and take your time to determine the appropriate height. Also consider legal requirements as you see in the animation. Also keep in mind, if this is the second side you're installing, be sure to measure from the height of the first flap so that both mudflaps are symmetrical. Next, grab the mudflap and put it in position. We like to use a block of wood, but you can use whatever you have available. This will hold the mudflap in place, and it makes things a lot easier to work with. With the flap wedged in place, use a measuring tape to ensure it's sitting at the height you want. With the flap where you want it, use a drill and install a self-tapping screw and washer at the top. Now that the flap has one fastener holding it in place, check that you're on level ground. Then use a square and again confirm the positioning of the flap. This is probably something you're going to have to do more than once. Much like the height, the angle is also subjective, and you'll have to determine it based on each individual vehicle. Also keep in mind, you want full coverage of your tire when determining what angle you want to set your mudflap at. Once you're happy with the angle, use a clamp to hold it in place. When it comes to installing fasteners, you have the option of drilling new holes in the vehicle, or as we did in this installation, make use of existing factory holes wherever and whenever possible. Remember, that's why you held on to the factory screws that you took out from your stock mudflaps. When it comes to drilling holes, just remember, if you need to turn the front tires, go ahead and do that, just like we did in this video. We like to have at least 4 fasteners securing the flap to the truck. It varies from vehicle to vehicle, but be sure to find areas with enough metal to drill into, as illustrated in the animation. As you can see, our installer is feeling the inside to make sure where he installs the self-tapping screw is safe and isn't going to cause unnecessary damage to the vehicle. The type of fastener used to secure the final point of contact is up to you. In this case, the F350 had a felt liner, and a self-tapping screw wouldn't have been the best option. As such, we elected to use automotive clips and screws, but a nut, bolt, and washer will work just as well. In the case that your vehicle has a hard plastic liner, a self-tapping screw is ideal. And that's it, guys. Installation is done, and your mudflap should be installed. We hope this installation video is helpful, and thanks again for choosing Truck Hardware.